In this video, we're going to review the Dr.Prepare portable air conditioner. This is the 14,000 BTU unit, 3-in-1 cooling, dehumidification, and fan, smart Wi-Fi app control. Let me get it opened up. We'll have a look at what comes in the box, and then I'll show you how I'm going to use it, and we'll give it a test. So it's a real nice, smooth, sleek looking unit. Let's look at the side here. It's a 115 volt, 60 hertz. That's great for North America where I'm located. 14,000 BTU. I'm not sure what the SACC is. 10,000 BTU. The first time I've ever used one of these portable units, so there's a lot I do not know about it. But I'm going to try to get it connected and hooked up. We'll see how it performs. Looks like it's got a QR code here for the Smart Life app. Looks like on the back here is the filter. This is a single hose unit, and I believe this is where the condensation hose connects. Got an on-off button on the plug. Another QR code and some nice carrying handles. This unit is about 70 pounds according to the paperwork. And then here's a look at the user interface on the top of the unit. And here's the items that came in the box. So you've got a couple of connections here with a hose. This is what you can use to put it in a window. Now I'm not going to be connecting it to a window, which is what this is designed for. You certainly can do that, but I'm in a garage and I actually have just a vent. I'll set up a temporary setup so I can vent the warm air out of the garage, and then I'll come up with a more permanent solution after time as I test out the unit and see exactly how I want to mount it. This is the hose for the condensation, I believe. Comes with a pretty decent looking instruction manual, a wireless remote control, and then just a little bit of hardware here. A couple of wing nuts and tabs. Not quite sure yet what that goes for, but I'll figure it out. Probably something to do with connecting to the window would be my guess. So I'm going to take this hose. I want to open up at least one end of it, and then you're just going to thread it onto this smaller piece. You got the two. This is for the exterior with the window mount, and then this will actually slide down into a bracket and clip into the back of the machine. So that's simply just going to screw onto the end of this hose. There we go. And the other piece does exactly the same. And now that I think of it, I'm going to actually connect it to the hose as well. That one went a lot smoother. I guess it helps if you know what you're doing or you practice a little bit. And then there we've got the hose set up. I'll show you how this connects to the back of the air conditioner. And then this end of the hose has a tab right up here. That goes to the top and slips into this little slot here. So that's real easy to do. You've got a little rubber plug, and then your hose will fit in the back. This other 3/4 inch or 1/2 inch hose. And then this can go either into a bucket or outside if you've got that type of a setup, so that when you get that condensation, you can vent that outside or into a bucket. But I'm not going to use that at this point, so we'll try it without. If I have problems, then I'll go ahead and connect it. And then for the other end, I've got this vent that goes outside, just directly through the wall outside. But for now, just temporarily, I've got it just taped up to that vent. And it's, you know, it's not sealed all the way around, so it's not going to be nearly as efficient as it could be. But I'll come up with a plan to seal that off. Maybe a piece of foam cut to the proper size, and then tape that piece of foam up there to block out all the edges. But anyway, otherwise you just use this bracket into the window mount system. Slide your window open, put the bracket in, pop this into the bracket, close the window on it, and you're set. When I first opened the box and saw this power cord, I thought this was a on-off switch, but that's not what it is. It's actually a circuit breaker. So you've got a test button you can push to test and make sure that it shuts off, and then a button to push to reset this plug. We'll get that plugged in and see if it'll turn on. All right, let's look at the front of the unit. I'll put this on the screen so you can pause that if you want to have a closer look at the menu for the control panel. But I'll try to talk you through the basics of it here. The far right would be the on-off button, so you can press that once. A light illuminates and that turns the unit on. This is the mode button, so you can select between cool, dehumidifier, or fan mode just by pressing that button, and it goes to those different selections. Hopefully you can see those lights. They're easy to see in real life. I'm not sure how they'll come out on the video, but this is fan mode, fan only. This is for nighttime functions. You can set it for a sleep mode, and you can also use it to set up like a program for if you're going to go to sleep. It'll change the temperature and so forth. Up and down arrows control the temperature setting, so warmer or cooler setting, as well as adjusting for the timer mode for 24-hour timer functions. This is the swing button. Once you press that, the door is going to swing open and close and open and close to help circulate the air through the room a little bit better. 7 is the speed button, which is over here. So you've got looks like 3 different speeds, high, medium, and low on the fan. And this must be a Bluetooth indicator light there, which is not on. I'm not using it at the moment. Press or set the timer for automatic shutdown or startup, which it's telling me that this button is the timer button. Press and hold for 5 seconds to activate or turn off the Wi-Fi connection. And then 11, of course, is your display screen, so it shows temperature. Apparently right now in my garage we're looking at about 92 degrees. All right, let me go get those batteries. We'll hook up that remote and see if we can get it set up. All right, I got some batteries in the remote, and basically it works. I think it's just with infrared, but you point it at the front of the machine, and then you can change all of the same parameters that you can change using the control panel that's on top of the Dr.Prepare 14,000 BTU air conditioner unit. You can change the three modes: cooling, dry, or fan. You can increase or decrease the temperature. Of course, you can turn it on and off with the red power button. You can set the timer, adjust the different speeds, high, medium, low. You can open or start the swing on the outlet port there. Or sleep, you can set up sleep functions. And then you can also change the temperature from Celsius to Fahrenheit or back and forth, whatever you prefer. So real handy. You can sit on the couch or chair on the other side of the room and still control the unit with the remote. Once you get the app downloaded, you can add a device. Here's the air conditioner, just like any app controlled device. I'm not going to connect mine through the app, but I wanted to show you just a little bit about it. You can go to this Smart and set it up with a home system that you've maybe already got installed and connect this so that you can control your AC unit through your app settings. A little information about yourself. You can name the device, set it up through Alexa, Google Assistant, or Smart Things. But you have to connect your device and get that all set up, which I'm not going to demonstrate in this video, but it does have the app and you can connect it to this AC unit for those of you who are interested in this sort of setup. Here's one thing I noticed. You can adjust where this opening stops. So just touch it, turn it off whatever angle you prefer, which that's kind of cool. As it goes down, you're like, oh, that's where I want it to stay. You can shut it off there and it stays open to that setting. Now this 14,000 BTU Dr.Prepare air conditioner unit is supposed to be able to cool up to about 700 square feet. Now my garage is uninsulated, so that's going to be a factor, but I'm just looking for temporary relief when I'm out here working on projects and that sort of thing. Lately it's been unbearable, and if I could just point this toward my work area, I'll be able to have it on while I'm doing projects and making videos for you guys and that sort of thing, and hopefully make it a lot more comfortable. It's about actually 90, a little over 90 in the garage. The unit is showing 87 on the outside. Let's look at inside the vent there. Also showing 87. And I know it's hard to see the controls, but I just have the fan on at the moment. So I'm going to turn it on to air condition. Let's set it for 80. I know that's kind of high, but still much cooler than it is in here at the moment. Got the fan on. Let's go to high on the fan as well, so we'll crank it up. And I can definitely hear the fan. I've got another box fan running over here, so I've got fans. My home air conditioner just kicked on, so a lot of fan noise, but the fan is not overly noisy. It is blowing a lot of air. Let's put it on the swing, because I think that feature is pretty nice. It helps spread that cool air around. We'll let this run for about 10 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll measure the temperature right at the rim here, or just inside the vent, and see what we have. What do we have before? We had about 89 degrees, I think it was. So let's let that run. In the meantime, let's go look at, I've got this plugged into a kilowatt meter, and let's see what kind of power it's using cranked up on high. Alright, I've got it on an extension cord. Probably not the best idea, but just for the video so I can show you this kilowatt meter. So this is showing amps. It's pulling 12.5 amps AC power. So let's look at the watts. 1460 on the watts on the high fan setting on the AC side. So let's turn the fan down to low. See what that knocks it down to, if it'll drop at all. Of course, the compressor is on. I can feel cold air conditioned air coming out of the portable AC unit. I dropped it down about 50 watts. Let's go back up to medium speed on the fan. Maybe 425 by the time that comes in. We'll see. Looks like it's kind of settling around 430, 435 on the medium setting. Let's go back to the amperage. 12.4 amps on medium. Back up to high. Almost 12.7 amps. So high 12s on the amperage use under the high setting. Yeah, we'll let this run and I'll come back. We'll take a temperature inside the unit and see what it's doing for temperature. I'm going to close this back down to about there on that opening, and we'll let that run for a bit. We'll come back and check temps. It's been going for about 10 minutes now. Let's see what we've got inside the unit here. 50 degrees, so it definitely puts out nice, cool, air-conditioned air. This is really going to make a huge difference when I'm out here working in this shop. Something I also noticed, I've seen people insulating this tube, because that is pretty hot. 135 degrees. If you could insulate this pipe, which I've seen some people do, you could probably improve the efficiency, because that's just radiating heat into the garage. 135. So it's definitely removing the heat from the air. And then up here on the front inside, 50, 60 degrees, 55 there. It's a real nice unit, and it's on wheels. It weighs about 70 pounds, but it slides around. It's just ideal for my situation here in the garage, I think. I'm gonna really enjoy it, especially once I get it set up to where I can run it right off of my solar. See, I've got a box fan going over there as well. Let me turn that box fan off and we'll listen to how loud it is without additional fans in the room. Okay, the only sound you're hearing right now is the Dr.Prepare 14,000 BTU portable AC unit. That is on cool with the fan setting on high. Let's put the fan on low. Less than half the amount of fan noise there. Low is very, very quiet. That would be no problem in a room. Even if you're trying to watch TV, I think it'd still be suitable. Let's try the middle range setting on the fan there. And it's just what you would expect, about halfway between the high setting noise and the low setting noise. It's quieter than I had imagined it. Perfectly acceptable. I can feel the nice cool air blowing out of here. Soft touch buttons. I like the interface. Very easy to use. And it feels wonderful in this 90+ degree garage. So I'm going to leave links for this in the description. If they give me a discount code to present to you guys, I'll include that down there as well. You guys can look on there and get a lot more information about the 14,000 BTU Dr.Prepare portable AC unit. As far as I can tell, without a longevity test, it just really seems to be a real nice unit. I think it's really going to be nice. This would be great in a room of your home. If you've got a room that's hot and you don't have air conditioning in there, I think it'd be fantastic. Stay cool out there, guys, and we'll see you on the next video.